Welcome to Revere TV News. I'm Ed Deveau.
And I'm Debbie Peczka, bringing you what's new in the city.
As we all know, midterm election results are in. Jessica Simpson is in the studio to tell us more.
Massachusetts will be welcoming a Republican governor, which has not happened since 2007. Charlie Baker won the 2014 election by a small margin of 48 to 47% over Martha Coakley, the Democratic candidate. As for the rest of the midterm elections, Democrats took every seat. The new Massachusetts Attorney General is Maura Healey. Secretary of State is William Galvin. Treasurer is Deborah Goldberg. Auditor is Suzanne Bump. And for the Senate, we have Ed Markey. Now for the newly elected House seats, the winners are Democrat Nikki Tsongas for District 3, Democrat Seth Moulton for District 6, and Democrat Bill Keating in District 9. And lastly, the ballot votes have been determined. Massachusetts voted yes on Question 1 to repeal the gas tax, no on Question 2, which means we won't expand the bottle bill, no on Question 3, which means we will not be repealing the casino law, and yes on Question 4 regarding earned sick time. And that's all we have for the 2014 Massachusetts midterm election. Now back to the desk.
What's interesting for us about these results, and any election results for that matter, is the makeup of the voting population of Revere. There's a rising number of unenrolled voters as time goes on. Revere is primarily Democratic, according to voting registration, but the Democratic Party in the city may soon be surpassed by the unenrolled category. Right now in Revere, there are more than 26,000 registered voters, 12,296 Democrats, 11,937 unenrolled, and 1,800 Republicans. It seems the younger demographic is holding back their voting attention.
It's quite interesting, those statistics there. And in other news, Arthur T. DeMoulis finally came through for Revere after a summer-long feud against his cousin Arthur S. over ownership of Market Basket. Revere opened its doors of the Market Basket building that has been sitting vacant on Squire Road. The grocery store is now open for business, and we're there for the grand opening.
To chat with you real quick and ask you what this is like for you. And I know this is exciting. You got a citation from the mayor and all that.
It really is. It's a very special day for everybody at Market Basket. You know, the Revere store, as you know, has been sitting here for the past 18 months and ready to go. And we're just thankful that we're able to produce here for the city of Revere. And we're anxious to give the Market Basket shopping experience to all of the loyal people of Revere, and the support has been tremendous throughout. And you're right, it's a very special day for everybody at Market Basket. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here and your support and the loyalty that was shown to you, and that you held your own. And we're proud of what you've done. And thank you again. And just so you know, it's not just Revere. People come from all around surrounding towns to come visit Market Basket.
Yes, yeah. You know, we're very pleased that a lot of the Revere customers that used to shop over in Chelsea or in Middleton or in Salem now have a Market Basket in their hometown and a little bit closer to them to convenience them. And we got a great store director here, Ronnie Lambert, who's a professional in every regard, and he'll do a great job training all the young people in the store and motivating them and doing the best we can for the city of Revere. You know, but it's great to be here, and we've had a good few days, a great few days since we've opened, and we'll have many more. The day is very special. We thank you for all your support.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
So much.
You know, it's good seeing our friend Sherry do that.
Yeah, and it's great to see that store open. I know my wife has been waiting for a long time for that to open up. I went by the other day, and it's amazing. You even after a week or so, you still can't get into that place.
I know. Well, Northgate has been a busy part of the city for years now, even before the opening of Market Basket. They recently built a McDonald's, opened a Burlington Coat Factory, renovated other businesses, and built a Planet Fitness behind the main building. If that wasn't enough to cause traffic on Squire Road, Market Basket has an immense following that is sure to attract even more attention to the dense area. However, it's not the grocery store's fault. The store is welcome to Revere with open arms, as we know.
Yeah.
And the problem with the timing of the traffic lights on Squire Road stems back years now. The money the city is making from the store will go to revitalizing Northgate with new stores and restaurants and making sure that this traffic problem doesn't last much longer.
Yeah, once again, you know, it's great to see that, and it's great to see that development. I remember when it was an airport, and you know, for many, many years, you know, you've been saying, boy, this could be a lot more than it is. So,
and it was.
Hopefully this will be
yeah,
that
it's been
impetus to spur it on.
Yeah.
Well, tornado relief is still ongoing, and Mayor Rizzo is relaunching it one last time with the hope that families who need assistance will get more help. Last Saturday, there was an auction to benefit those who are still going through trouble receiving payments for the damages. Revere TV created a public service announcement for the cause. We hope that you can help, and here's what we've got.
On Monday, July 28, 2014, our community saw the first tornado to hit Suffolk County in more than 60 years. Later categorized as an EF2 tornado by the National Weather Service, the twister touched down just after 9:30 a.m. in Chelsea and moved north across the Chelsea River into Revere, causing a path of destruction 2 miles long and nearly a half-mile wide. It snapped hundreds of trees and sent large sections of metal and other debris flying through the air. It caused partial building and roof collapses, blocked dozens of roads, downed power lines, and in under 2 minutes, left nearly 3,000 people without power. The City of Revere's Fire Chief, Gene Doherty, was one of the first to respond.
We started getting calls right away. So many calls that I went to a couple myself and come across downed trees and wires, and just at that point still couldn't figure it out other than, geez, we just got a lot of wind and a lot of rain. And as I was down on Elm Street first, and then we got a call about a basement apartment flooding with occupants still in it on Vinyl Street, and I raced to go there with the apparatus, and I couldn't get there. There were so many downed trees and wires down on Beach Street and Eaton Street, Wilson, all of them. So I was able to maneuver around and got to that, and that I could now see the magnification of what this wind had done to the city. You could see that the roof had been pulled off at NC Auto there on Herman Street, and the amount of trees and devastation from the wind, just from that alone with the down wires, was unbelievable. So the calls were coming in fast and furious at the fire department. Well, obviously my hat goes out to the poor people that had the most damage. The Parkway homes, there's 4 or 5 of them right there, people on Taft Street and going down. Some of the businesses, like I said, the garage off Broadway on Herman Street, the garages down on the Broadway Circle. It seems like it's a very slow and arduous process for them dealing with the insurance companies and maybe getting the proper contractors. Your heart really goes out to those people that own those homes and the work that they have to put into it. A lot of out-of-pocket expenses the insurance doesn't cover. That's the tough part.
The tornado's aftermath has brought a flurry of calls with insurance companies, stacks of repair estimates, and lots of waiting over whether their claims will be covered. And although the total damage estimated is in the millions, with the extreme rarity of the tornado in Revere, a vast majority of the costs incurred will not be covered by private insurance. Given the lapse in coverage, and further since the extent of destruction was not enough to qualify for federal disaster aid, city officials looked for another way to help. The Revere Tornado Relief Fund was set up so that residents and business owners are not alone in shouldering the burden of rebuilding their lives. We as a city have always risen to meet challenges. We must do so now. We ask you to help us by donating any amount that you can. You may do so online at www.reveretornadorelief.org. Thank you.
Transparency is a big promise Mayor Rizzo has given to Revere upon his election, and that is exactly what he is accomplishing. Rizzo has announced the first ever comprehensive annual financial report that publicly shows complete government funds, investments, and operating activities. The report will give the people of Revere an understanding of the financial condition of the city. The report can also help improve Revere's bond rating, which would reduce borrowing costs for the city. Rizzo says this new document will help assess the level of Revere's government services.
Even furthering the policy of the government's transparency, Mayor Rizzo is holding an annual town hall event on Saturday, November 8th, starting at 11 a.m. He hopes that this will give the opportunity for residents of Revere to have a voice, ask questions, and give him a chance to listen to their concerns firsthand. This is not only a chance for the people of Revere to voice concerns, but also to ask any questions they may have to grasp an understanding of an issue. Rizzo says he commits to this event each year and encourages anyone to call 855-756-7520, extension 26645, at 11 o'clock this coming Saturday.
Well, the Revere Housing and the Department of Housing and Community Development held a ribbon cutting last week for the finish of a restored home. This is part of the Thornton Street project. Revere TV was there, and this is what we've got.
This family is, again, made up of father and mother and 3 daughters. The father is Mustafa Anabar. Come right up here. Right here, Mr. Anabar. How are you? Congratulations. And I've already spoken to the mother, Mary Tees Mary, and Raja Guzar. Okay. And they gave me a lesson on pronunciation before. And what is so important here is that we're able to give to people who do appreciate what we have given them here and provided them with housing. So we'd like to congratulate all of you and thank you very much. Thank you. And I'd like to give you the keys to the apartment. There you go. There you go. Here's your keys. Thank you. Okay. So at this time, if we'd like to now cut the ribbon, and we'll put this back the way it was. We hope. I think I can do that. Or this is over. Here are the scissors. It's going to cut. So Linda, want to get over here? Linda, get up. Everybody move up. John and everybody. Yeah, we're right here. Here we are, right here. Okay, on 3.
Although there is visible construction progress on Park Ave with the Hill School and Harry Delarusso Stadium, there is still the question of what field will replace the softball field taken by the building. Part of the deal before construction of the Hill School began was that land had to be purchased to take place of the loss of the field. The National Park Service requires this to happen, and Councilor Brian Arrigo filed a motion this week to get this done. Revere is trying to purchase St. Mary's Field on Washington Ave from the Archdiocese of Boston. Arrigo says money was put aside to purchase and rehabilitate St. Mary's Field, and he will not let this portion of the deal fall through.
Good for him. One of our former school officials has been inducted into the Mass Association of Science Teachers Hall of Fame. Dr. David Lyons is a native of Beechmont who served as a school teacher here in Revere for 30 years and retired as the science director for the school district in 2010. Lyons says that this is an unexpected honor and owes all of his success and love of science to his former teachers and Revere superintendents. Lyons has since been teaching at colleges and helping with other school district science programs. Lyons pushed to build up the Science Fair program while working in Revere, and thanks to the teachers he had the pleasure of working with for accepting and implementing his ideas.
I know Dave Lyons and his wife Kim, and big congratulations to him. He's well deserving of it,
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
He certainly is.
Yeah. Well, Revere High School is getting more recognition, but for reasons other than just science. Governor Deveau Patrick and Secretary of Education Matthew Malone visited RHS to observe the school's second year of flipped learning methods. Revere High has been using technology with the use of tools like iPads and video lectures to deliver instruction to students. The high school has most recently just achieved Level 2 status on the MCAS and is just one of the few urban schools to do so. Secretary Malone agrees that the future success of students now depends on their engagement with technology as they learn. Governor Patrick applauds the faculty at RHS for using the state's investments to help students learn in a new way and in innovative ways.
And in city safety, Blue Line stations are being monitored by Revere Police in response to the influx of homeless people taking the T to Revere. This is a result of the closing of the Long Island homeless shelter in Boston after the bridge leading up to the building was condemned. 200 people have been without shelter since the closing, but the South End Fitness Center in Boston has offered its facility as a temporary place for the homeless to sleep. For those still making their way down the Blue Line to Revere, Revere Police will be moving them along. There is still no solution for the shelter.
Interesting. Well, in recent controversy, the Revere Public School system was questioned about their curriculum. A parent voiced his concern about his child being taught Islam in the classroom. Superintendent Paul Dakin assured the public that no particular religion is being forced on any students in any classroom in Revere's public school system. Some aspects of religion are important to learn and be aware of in the context of the world history.
In our last newscast, we had Rashid Mukabir in the studio to talk about his show about the Arab American community. He is a community member here at Revere TV, and he sat down with Superintendent Paul Dakin to discuss this issue.
But to just clarify on the Allah piece, the information that is out there is that Muslims believe Allah. Muslims practice this. Muslims do this. This is a Muslim prayer. And when we're teaching the Christianity, Jesus believed this. Catholics practice the Ten Commandments, and they read the Ten Commandments just as they read a prayer that Muslims do. And they understand the context of what folks do in that religion as a practice without the fact that we are pontificating that you have to believe in Allah or you have to believe in Jesus. We're neutral on that, and we're just doing it from this is a Muslim prayer. These are the Ten Commandments. So Christianity is topicked and in the standards covered to the same depth and breadth as any religion.
Hi, and welcome back. Now we have started a series of spotlights for our community members. Here, focusing on our public access producers and our nonprofit partners this week, our Jessica Simpson sat down with Pat Simpson, a registered nurse at MGH, in partnership with the Mass General. Pat started a show here last week called Community Wellness and told Jessica what it was all about.
Hi, I'm Jessica Simpson in studio today with Pat Simpson, who is representative from Mass General Hospital, who we have a partnership with. And Pat just started a show today, and she's here to talk a little bit about what she's been doing.
Hi, so nice to be here. Thank you so much. Filming our first show today was really fun. We had a really good time. Thank you. The show is called Community Wellness, and the whole concept is to collaborate and facilitate a dialogue within the community with each other. So not only to talk about the resources and the educational opportunities and information that MGH offers, but also to have other people come from the community to talk about different topics. So I'd like to have political, safety officials, nurses, doctors, children, seniors, everyone's invited to talk about discuss different topics that we can share and learn from each other.
Okay, can you tell us who you had on the show today and what you talked about then? To give us an example.
Yeah. So today we had Janet Moses on, who is from the Adolescent Health Center here in Revere, and their office is located behind the post office. So frequently people don't know where the Adolescent Health Center is, and so that's why I had her as my first guest, because I think it's such a beautiful, wonderful resource for adolescents, because it's free, it's confidential, and it's a walk-in service for any adolescent from age 13 through 20. So today I had Janet on, and she talked about the services they offer and the reason she does it, and for the hopes for the future and building the invitation that everybody's invited.
Now, is your goal, the topics that you talk about, does it have to do something surrounding Revere, like the clinics
so
in
it
Revere?
can be any community, but we will be talking about Revere also. But the three topics that I really have under my umbrella of community wellness is health. So that includes anything to do with health and nutrition and smoking cessation, anything to do with health. That's the first thing. The second thing that I want to concentrate on is safety, which is so important in any community, and speaking with the safety officials in the communities about how we can keep ourselves safe. And the last part is emergency preparedness, because as you know, there are certainly been a lot of emergencies that happen. We just had our recent tornado, which was just unbelievable, unbelievably unexpected. So there's ways that we can prepare for emergencies. And my job at MGH is I'm the emergency preparedness coordinator for 3 health centers, for the MGH Revere, for MGH Chelsea, and MGH Charlestown Health Centers, and I work with the main hospital to keep the health centers safe, but also to do education in the community, how we can keep our seniors safe, how we can keep our schools safe, how we can keep our young children safe, how we can keep all the community safe. Diversity, understanding that there's a diverse and multicultural population.
Now, you said there's 3 different health centers that you...
Yes.
And in Revere there are multiple as well. Does each one have serves a different purpose, or a different age or demographic?
So each health center has has pretty much the basic similar offerings. So they usually have adult medicine, pediatric medicine. The Revere has a special adolescent health center here, which is unusual. That's the only one they have. In Chelsea, they have a health center in the high school, which we also have one at the high school here, but we have a standalone one at the post office. And that's why we wanted to have Janet Moses come on today and speak about it, because so many people aren't aware that this resource exists, and that's part of my goal for this show, is not only to highlight what MGH offers, but what the community offers and how we can share that information and help each other within the community.
So that was my next question. The goal of your show is just to kind of make everyone know about it, or spread the word about what you've been doing around here?
Yes, and not only what we've been doing, but what we have to offer, but what we hope to do, and how we can work together. So, for example, I'm going to have Mayor Rizzo on the show in a couple of weeks to talk about winter safety initiatives, which we are going to include some of the youth zone, the adolescents in that initiative, and the safety officials are involved with that, and how we can get it a community-wide informational sharing, so that everybody can be prepared for the winter storms and for winter events that can happen during the winter that could happen, that they could be prepared for by us helping them to think about it beforehand.
Okay, and before we go, can you tell us a little bit about your background, whether it's your job or education or anything that has
Yes. So I grew up in New York, and I was a charge nurse at a medical unit at NYU and Roosevelt Hospital and Bellevue Hospital. Then I was a visiting nurse in Lower Manhattan for many years. Then I moved up here to Boston, and I was a visiting nurse for many years. And then I became the emergency preparedness coordinator, teaching emergency preparedness after 9/11. I found that it wasn't being done, so I started going to the community and doing some education around that. I've done a lot of public health, a lot of education around public health. I built a playground in Charlestown because many years ago in Charlestown there were hardly any playgrounds, and the school didn't have a playground, so I helped to build a playground so children could get more activity. So I like the community focus, but I love being a nurse and integrating all of my nursing knowledge. And now I was just thinking how long I've been a nurse. I've been a nurse for 30 years. So I've been around for learning a lot from a lot of people. And what I'd like to do is to utilize this venue to highlight all the things, the resources we have that we can share. Because frequently we get so busy and people are in their own silos, and I really think it's important that we have conversations around topics of interest and of education and really of life-saving opportunities for education for the community.
Okay, well, I want to thank you for coming in and for
you.
starting the show. It's pretty interesting, a very good topic.
Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward to working with you and with the community, and I'm also looking forward to getting ideas from the community on shows that they might be interested in that we can host.
Absolutely. And again, MGH has a partnership with Revere TV, and Pat's show Community Wellness it will be aired on Revere TV Channel 8, also probably on our Facebook and YouTube page, which you can find on also on our Facebook, Twitter, all that social media. So thank you for coming, Pat, and that's all we have for today.
Welcome back to Revere TV News. Now in sports, Revere High Football made it to their first playoff game since 1973. Their 2-5 record had them as an 8th seed in Division III, ready to face Masconomic Regional High School on Friday. However, their playoff run came to a quick end after being defeated by Masco 14-7. Coach Ciccatelli is proud of the team and the improvements players have made from game to game. RHS boys soccer made it to a tournament as well this year with a record of 9-5-3. The boys were 13th seed for Division I North and matched up against St. John's Prep. However, the game was a shutout loss for the Patriots on Monday with a score of 6-0. Although they will not be competing in the postseason tournament, girls soccer ended their season with a win and a tie. This team showed great appreciation for all their seniors by letting them play the entire second half of their last game. Coach O'Donnell wanted it known that they appreciate the hard work and dedication her seniors put in for the team throughout the years they played. Boys and girls cross country both competed in the NEC League meet at Bradley Palmer State Park. This meet is a yearly event where all of the teams in the Northeast Conference compete in a 3.1-mile course through field, woods, and rough terrain. No Revere runners placed in the top 10, but with over 100 competitors, that's awfully tough to do. And that's all we have in sports this week.
Yeah, it's interesting. I also read an article in the Journal, I guess, about the field hockey team who had the game in the middle of that nor'easter, and it got called halfway through. That was
I know.
Unbelievable.
I know.
Well, the Revere Society for Cultural and Historic Preservation successfully held a telethon to fund their museum. It was here at Revere TV on October 25th. The people that run the museum put on a live broadcast and added their own Halloween spin to the event. All proceeds are going towards keeping their museum open.
And in honor of Veterans Day coming up next week, the Revere Veterans Committee is putting on their annual Veterans Day program at the Beachmont VFW post on Bennington Street. This will be happening on Saturday, November 8th at 5 p.m. and will serve to honor various veterans groups. Military personnel from surrounding communities are invited to attend as well. Tickets are $20 at the door, but advanced sales can be acquired for $15 by calling the Veterans Office at 781-244-7430.
To close our newscast, we would like to show you a bit of Halloween fun put on by Revere Recreation. Family Fright Night was held on DeSalvo Field in front of the Susan B. Anthony and Wayland School on Sunday, October 26th. Families were invited to bring their children dressed in costume for trick-or-treating and field activities. Some of the fun included bouncy houses, a corn maze, pony rides, and a DJ. Revere TV was there to talk to some of the kids who attended.
Hi, I'm Jessica Simpson with Revere TV, and we're in front of the Wayland School for Family Fright Night, and we'll be talking to trick-or-treaters as they walk by tonight. What's your name?
My name is Nisrin.
What is it, Nisrin? That's a pretty name. And what are you doing here today?
I just came here to have fun.
You just came here to have fun? Have you rode the pony or anything like that?
Yeah, I rode the pony.
That's super fun. Have you gone trick-or-treating?
I'm gonna go.
You're gonna go? Well, you can start here if you want and grab some candy right over there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, what's your name?
Sienna.
Sienna, and I heard you won a contest. Can you tell me what you won?
A trophy.
What did you win that trophy for?
Doing a donut contest. First, I said I wanted a donut. I didn't care what kind it was. It had no frosting or anything, but I still ate it. And I ate the whole thing, and Sammy just ate half of it, and half was still there. She was just sitting it. She was just sitting in it with doing nothing, just sitting with it. And I ate, and while she was doing that, I was eating.
And you ate the whole thing. Did you eat it the fastest? Mm-hmm. Is that why you have that trophy? Is this your first trophy? I heard.
First one.
Oh, that is awesome. That is the greatest trophy I've ever seen. It has a picture of a donut on it.
I know. 2 donuts.
2 donuts. If you did that contest again, do you think that you would win? I think so too, from what you told me. Thank you for talking to us today.
Okay.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Hope, and this is Liam.
Hi, Liam. I love your costume, and I'm guessing Liam's dressed up as Yoda.
Yes, he is.
Is he having fun?
He's having so much fun, except for the Godzilla.
Oh, the Godzilla? Is the Godzilla too scary?
A little bit. But he got to pet a skunk, which was great.
You pet a skunk, Liam? You want to hold it?
Say hi.
You want to say hi? And has he done any trick-or-treating or anything?
Not yet, but hopefully he will.
And what do you think about the event? Do you think it's good? How is it going?
Yeah, it's great. I love all the kids, and everybody's dressed up. It's really awesome.
All right, well, thank you. I love your costume, Liam. Happy Halloween.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for tonight. It's been a great time out here in front of the Whalen School at Family Fright Night. So happy Halloween, and we'll see you next year.
You know, Ed, our jobs might be in jeopardy if that little girl who won the donut eating contest decides to come here and sit here and read, because she was pretty good.
And that little kid, just watching his facial expressions and stuff, it's really great to watch them. And you're right. You know, I saw her picture in the paper, and it's hard to imagine that someone that small did so well in a donut eating contest.
Well, and in an interview. Well, that's all we have for tonight. For Revere TV News, I'm Debbie Peczka.
And I'm Ed Deveau.
Take care.
Take care.